Good morning, world. This is just going to be a little get ready with me video, just to kind of start off the channel, just to walk you guys through what I do on a daily basis, so you can, judge for yourself if you like what I'm doing, or if you'd like some tips or products or whatever. So I'm totally fresh-faced right now. I have nothing on, so I apologize for how terrible it is. A couple of things about my skin. I have combo skin a bit, so it's a little bit oilier around my nose, a little bit drier on my chin, and then the forehead is just a total shit show. I suspect I have some rosacea, just due to the fact that my dad has rosacea and my nose is red all the time. It's the light is just washing it out a bit right now, but it's red most of the time. So I do have to cover that up quite well with quite a lot of product. Well, not a lot, but just heavy duty coverage. So that's what I like to see in my concealers and in my foundations. So yeah, I'm just gonna get started. So it depends on the foundation that I'm using, but today I'm not going to use a primer because I'm using quite a good foundation, and it's not it's quite a matte foundation. If I'm using a dewy foundation, then I'm going to use a primer just because it's going to slide off the oily parts of my skin quite a bit faster. So yeah, I don't need to do that today. So today I'm just going to powder my face a bit with the Shiro Cosmetics Fatality Finishing Powder. And that just kind of blocks in the oil a bit and just evens the surface out for concealer and foundation. So it's a loose powder. It's just a sheer transition powder, so I tap that into the little cap, swirl a big brush. This is my Real Techniques powder brush, and I'm just gonna put that all over my face. Just doesn't really matter because it's sheer. And so that's all done. So I'm just going to seal that back up. Just have a sip of my tea. I'm drinking Earl Grey tea this morning. I have a little dear Christmas mug. Anyways, so my concealer I'm using today is the Rimmel Wake Me Up concealer. It's actually my favorite concealer that I've found in a while. I have tried a couple of other concealers. I've tried the Maybelline Fit Me, the stick one, and just a whole bunch of them. I do also quite like the Hard Candy Glamouflage, but the one that I have is a little bit dark for my skin right now, so I'm not going to use that. And also I find it's not very good for my under eye circles. I like to have concealer that can multi-purpose, that can do the under eyes, but also cover up the nose, the Rudolph nose. So I'm just going to apply that, kind of like a tribal warrior. I have a mirror off to the side, so yes. So just dotting that in my under eye area, just blending that out with my finger. Yeah, nothing too exciting about that. It is December right now, and I live in Ontario, so it is quite cold, as you can imagine. But this is what I do for my nose. And it's different for my nose than for my under eyes, just because the nose I want it's literally just all of this that's red. So I like to get a nice even coverage of that. So I just stipple it on. This is my Sephora Pro Buffing Brush. I use that for my concealer and my foundation. And I'm just going to blend that out with my foundation and then stipple it on. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, it's December here. So it's kind of cold. It's been yesterday was pretty cold. Yesterday was -17, which for Ontario isn't that bad, but it could be nicer. It could also be colder. Last winter was ridiculous. We had 6 months of winter. It was the worst. So this winter, the fact that it only just started to get cold in the end of November, I'm pretty happy about it. Now I'm just kind of dotting that concealer over any spots or blemishes that I have. They're all pretty much on one side of the face. This side's fine. Does anyone else's face just do that? They just pick a side and it's no, this time it's only this side. Or the top half or like the bottom half or whatever. It's so silly. So just kind of putting that around with my finger, blending that in. One day I'll learn how to edit videos and they will be better than this one and the last one. But that day is not today. That day will probably be over winter break, I'm assuming. Alright, so concealer's done. So I'm going to use my Covergirl Outlast Stay Fabulous foundation. It's, like I said, it's quite a matte foundation. I usually prefer like dewy foundations. Like Rimmel Wake Me Up is a favorite, as is like the Revlon Nearly Naked. But like with winter, I do prefer like a matte foundation. I don't know why. I just kind of change my preferences. And I only use like one pump of this. I don't like to use like a lot of foundation. That's why like I use so much concealer. I don't think I use a lot of concealer, but like, you know, I could probably use less. And I like to dot that on. I do this. I like to pretend like I'm a warrior princess or whatever. I like to just send Snapchats of this sometimes. So that's just kind of dotted. I'm just gonna like blend it in with my brush. This is, honestly, I love this brush so much. I used to have like a paddle brush, and like that's okay, but I really just prefer this. I find that it just gives like a more natural finish. You don't really see like streaks or anything, which is obviously ideal, because like, you know, how embarrassing is that? You're looking at someone and they're like, why is there like streaks and like brush strokes like on your face? And it's like, oh, I'm wearing a lot of foundation, sorry. And I don't know if you noticed that, but I did brush it like a bit over my lips. Just kind of, I'm going to do a lip today. I'm not sure what lip yet, but I will do a lip. So just stippling that around my nose. And there's a brush, a hair, pardon me, on my nose. Ugh. Just making sure to get like a nice finish. Alright, that's alright. Just another sip of the tea. Okay, so next up I'm going to prime my eyes. I like to use MAC Bare Study Paint Pot to prime my eyes. I do also have the color tattoo that's a dupe for it. It's nude something. Here, have a look. In Pure Nude. Like the colors are quite similar. Let me just give you a quick swatch of them. The thing is that I find that Pure Nude, as opposed to Bare Study, goes on like a bit sheerer and like patchy, and like it's not really worth my time. So I don't know if you can see that. So on top is Bare Study, and on the bottom is Pure Nude. Bare Study is definitely a lot like warmer than Pure Nude, and it's, like I said, it just goes on like better. You can apply foundation over it better. Pure Nude I find also creases a lot more at the end of the day. Like I find Bare Study also does, which is why I'm in search of a new primer, but this is what I've got going on so far. So like I said, Bare Study all over the lid. Like just like a bit, just like a little bit. I do prefer this over, what's the other one? Painterly, I think, is the non-shimmer one, just because I like to use shimmer. I am a shimmer person. I am a shimmer fan. I do occasionally use mattes, and in that case, I don't actually find that Bare Study makes the mattes shimmery. I find that it just helps them. So I'm just going to let that chill for a bit while I do my brows. And for my brows, I'm using the Anastasia. I think it's weird that she pronounces it like that. Anastasia to me, but Anastasia. We're gonna be proper. I'm just using the brow wiz. I'm just gonna, and I have the brush too. I'm just going to comb through my brows with that, just to get them going in the right direction. Once upon a time when my hair was like a bit darker green, I used to fill them in like green. Once upon a time, this is like a couple of months ago. But I don't know, I just started using Taupe in the Anastasia thing, and Anastasia line, pardon me, and I find that just like works just as well or better or whatever. It's gonna be such a long video, oh my goodness. So I'm just going to start filling that in. I just like to use like little brush strokes just to make it seem natural and not awful. Sometimes I'll use the Benefit Gimme Brow, and that works okay. It's just, I find that this just fills them in better. Like, that's a little bit sheerer, I find. And this, you know, like, there's a reason there's so much hype around this. Like, it's quite good. And so those are the brows. Ooh, they're a little bit fierce today, but we're gonna roll with it. So, as we said, the lids have just been like chill, like the primer's just been chilling on the lids. So I'm going to use a couple of Fyrinnae eyeshadows. Today's theme is just kind of like all-time, like not all-time, recent favorites. And so recently I've just been loving like Fyrinnae shadows. I did an order a couple of weeks ago, and I got like a lot of neutral shadows. I have so many neutral shadows by Fyrinnae now, and I just love them. So all over the lid, I'm going to use, it's called Nijiro. I don't know if that's pronouncing that right. It's like a nude shimmer beautifulness. Just going to apply that all over the lid. We're not doing anything too crazy today. I'm just doing, like, running around, like doing some errands, and yeah, nothing too weird. I have hooded eyes, so what I like to do usually is just like apply like a lighter or like more medium tone shadow all over the lid, and then just kind of like go and like the crease and the socket and like the outer portion with a darker shadow, and just kind of like, you know, fake that shit. Pardon my language, I swear quite a bit. And then in the crease, I'm going to use Faust. It's a dark brown, and it's beautiful. Like, look at that. That's pretty as heck. I'm going to use like a small like definer brush and just get some product in there. You have to top it off with loose shadows. You just like top it off a bit. I'm going to do a video about how to apply like loose shadows. And I'm just going to draw a bit of a V. It's not going to look perfect right away. Just going in there. It looks terrible right now, but it'll get better, I promise. Just to get the color in there. And now the other eye. Sometimes, if I'm lazy, I'll just apply this part with my finger, as I did all over the lid, because I'm not the fanciest person alive, and in the mornings, you don't want to be messing around with like a whole bunch of tools. You just want to kind of, you know, do your thing and go, I guess. I don't know if anyone else does that. I don't know if anyone else is like a brush, like, you know, Puritan. Like, you have to use a brush for all of these things, and, you know, I don't. I'll use a brush if I'm, like, doing makeup on other people. Because that's just, you know, sanitation and stuff. But if it's, like, my own makeup that I'm not going to, like, use on anyone else. Like, I'm by no means, like, a professional makeup artist. I'm a university kid. But, yeah, no, like, I'll use, like, brushes and shit. The fuck did my blending brush go? Ooh. Here it is. Okay. So I'm just going to blend that on the inner part with just going back in with Nijiro. I'm using like a long comb brush that I have had for like 10 years. Not 10 years. I'm not that old. For like 5 years that my aunt just gave me when I was first starting out. It works well, so like I haven't upgraded quite just yet. Just blending that out on the lid. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, nothing too exciting. Oh, and then to blend out the edges, as I mentioned yesterday, I am a huge fan of just using like a matte nude shade. I'm just going to yank out my revealed palette too, just because I have like not a lot of matte nudes, and a lot of them are in palettes. This one, just going to use the second shade, so that one. Just like get it all up in your lid, and then like blend out the edges of Faust. How the fuck do you pronounce that? And that also just kind of softens it up a bit, because it's like a daytime look, like I'm going out, I'm going into the real world, I'm seeing real people, I'm not going clubbing or whatever. Although, you know what, if you want to wear a dramatic look in the daytime, you fucking go for it. You do that. Sometimes I do that. Sometimes I just slap on like a fucking like really dark shadow and like a really like bright lip, and it'll be like the Thursday at like 1 p.m. or whatever, and I'll just do that. Okay, so I'm just going to line my lids with Stila Stale Day Waterproof Liquid Eyeliner, and that's the black one, and I just got this recently, and I love it. And I have really weird eyes, like they kind of like have like little wrinkles up in here, so I can't do like a wing. Like I've tried, and I straight up like I can't, so I just kind of like do as best I could. Oh, that's not even shit. You know, that's the worst when that happens, when you just like are lining your lids and they're not even at all. Okay, so that's not that bad. So that's done. So I'm going to do some blush now. My favorite blush that I like cannot stop using right now is from Fyrinnae as well, and it's called Greek Goddess. And it looks a little intimidating in the pot. Like it looks a lot brighter than it actually is. It's like a pink, but it's like a warm pink, and it has like a glow. Like it's not like sparkly. It's not like duochrome or whatever. Like I have duochrome blushes, but I'm not a fan of them like all the time. But this blush is honestly like just perfect. And with loose powder blushes, I'm going to have a tutorial on this too. I just like to like. I already did it. I like to just make sure that it's like a little bit on the top lid when I unscrew it, and then just kind of like swirl my brush around. This is like a Sonia Kashuk blush brush number 29, and then I'll just like very lightly just do like a bit here and then just a bit here just to get the product on, and then I'll like, you know, do the whole shebang and like blend it out, blend it in. And the thing about Greek Goddess is that it's so nice for winter, just because it like mimics like the natural rosy flush that you get in winter. And I just think it's so pretty, and I just like can't stop using it. I just love it. So yes. And for mascara, I'm just going to use my Clump Crusher in black brown. I prefer using like brown based mascaras in the day. If I'm going for like a normal kind of a look. If I'm doing like crazier colors, then I'll obviously use black, because the brown would fuck around with like the undertones. But as this is just a normal look, I'm just going to do this. Anyone else have this problem where they have to like stick their head all the way back? You can probably see up my nose right now, and it's just a shit show and a half. And on the bottom lashes as well, because it's waterproof, and that means that I won't cry it away. I have this terrible thing where if I'm going outside, I'll just start crying. Like my eyes will just start watering, and it's so shitty. Alright, so let's. Let me see what I can get going for lips. I'm kind of thinking I could use. This is an awkward position to be in. Oof, I keep my lip products in like this little box that I painted for a while ago. I really need to fix that. Lips, I will do Stockholm. Stockholm is my go-to. Stockholm is so it's NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in Stockholm, and I like actually like love this so much. It's like an orangey nude. It's but it's also like not too light. Because my lips, like, they're quite pigmented usually, but I just brush like a little bit of foundation over them so that like they're not like pink or mauve or whatever the fuck you call it. And yeah, just applying that onto my lips. Nothing too exciting about that. For normal like day-to-day use, I do prefer matte lip products just because I find that they wear better than like glosses. Like I could slap on a gloss right now, but it would be gone like in like 15 minutes because I'm drinking like my tea and I'm like doing stuff. So yeah, that's the finished look. So thank you for watching. Anyone who does take the time to watch this, I'm sorry it's so long. It's 21 minutes. It's like way too long. But I will get going with video editing. I will start that. So yeah, have a nice day, anyone. Thanks.